In the heart of the Yoruba lands, under the towering trees and the vast skies that had witnessed the rise and fall of kings, a young prince named Adebayo stood at the edge of his future. The royal palace, with its golden walls and grand halls, was a place of power, tradition, and destiny. But Adebayo felt the weight of the crown on his head long before it was officially placed there. He was not yet king, but he was already burdened with the decisions of kings. And none of those decisions weighed heavier than the one involving his heart. Ireti. She was the beauty of the kingdom, a woman whose name meant hope. The day they met, the festival of Odo, had been nothing but vibrant colors and celebratory dances, but it was Ireti who captured his gaze. Her eyes, deep and knowing, seemed to pierce through him, and the world around them faded into the background. She was more than just a noblewoman, she was a spark to his soul, a fire that neither his royal obligations nor his family's expectations could extinguish. Adebayo's heart burned for her, and as the months passed, their love bloomed under the watchful eyes of the gods and the whispers of jealous rivals. But love, they say, is never simple. The kingdom around them was riddled with secrets that even the stars had long since forgotten. Ireti had a past, one she feared to reveal. She was the daughter of a man who had once been an enemy to Adebayo's father, King Ayotunde. The weight of her bloodline, her lineage tied to betrayal, made their love a forbidden fruit. But Adebayo, blinded by his feelings for her, refused to see the danger until it was too late. In the quiet chambers of the palace, a quiet storm began to brew. Olamide, Adebayo's cousin, with a smile as smooth as silk but a heart as cold as iron, had always secretly envied the prince. He had always wanted what Adebayo had, the throne, the power, and more than anything, Ireti. His ambition festered in the shadows, masked by a facade of loyalty. He had seen Adebayo's love for Ireti and had seen an opportunity, a crack in the foundation of their bond. If he could expose Ireti's past, if he could break Adebayo's trust in her, he could take what was never meant to be his. And so, Olamide wove his lies with the precision of a serpent, poisoning Adebayo's mind with rumors of betrayal. Each word he whispered, each lie he spun, dug deeper into Adebayo's heart. Soon, the once clear waters of his love for Ireti became murky, filled with doubt and suspicion. When the truth finally came out, like a storm tearing through the calm of the kingdom, Adebayo was shattered. His beloved Ireti was not the woman he thought her to be. She was the daughter of the man who had once waged war against his family. He had been blind, foolish, to trust her. The confrontation was brutal. In a chamber adorned with royal tapestries, Adebayo stood before Ireti, his heart heavy with betrayal. Her tears, though genuine, fell on deaf ears. She tried to explain, but the walls between them were already too high. Adebayo, consumed by rage and hurt, walked away, turning his back on the woman who had once been his world. In that moment, love turned to ashes in his mouth, and the kingdom seemed to fall silent around him. But the kingdom had secrets of its own. Adebayo's father, King Ayotunde, a man revered by his people, had once walked a dark path. The truth about his past, the bloodshed and betrayals he had orchestrated to secure his throne, had been buried deep. And now, it seemed, that truth had come to light, threatening to undo everything Adebayo had been taught to believe in. The love his father had fought so hard to protect had been built on lies, and Adebayo, in his anger, was determined to unearth them all. Exiled from the kingdom, Adebayo wandered the sacred lands of his ancestors, searching for answers. The air was thick with the scent of earth and the cries of spirits long departed. He came to a wise elder, an oracle who had seen the rise and fall of many kings. With wisdom in her eyes and sorrow in her heart, she spoke to Adebayo of love's true meaning, of loyalty and honor, of forgiveness and redemption. The prince, battered by betrayal, had forgotten that love, though painful, was a force more powerful than any kingdom. In the solitude of the sacred grove, the voices of the ancestors came to him, whispering the old truths. They spoke of Ireti's sacrifice, of how her love for him had always been pure, despite the secrets that had haunted her. The truth was that love had always been more complicated than Adebayo had realized. It wasn't just about lineage or power, it was about the choices people made in the face of adversity, about the strength to forgive, and the courage to move forward. Adebayo returned to the kingdom, his heart heavy with the lessons he had learned. The confrontation with Olamide was inevitable. The lies that had poisoned his mind were now exposed for all to see, and the true enemy revealed itself. Olamide, in his greed for power, had sought to destroy everything Adebayo held dear. But in the end, it was not power that mattered, it was love, and the love he had for Ireti could not be broken by any betrayal. The final confrontation between Adebayo and his father was one of truth. King Ayotunde, once a man of power and pride, stood before his son, humbled by the weight of his own sins. The kingdom had been built on lies, but Adebayo had the power to rebuild it, this time with honesty and love as the foundation. With the blessings of the ancestors, Adebayo claimed his place not just as king, but as a man of honor. In the end, Ireti stood beside him, her heart no longer burdened by the lies of the past. Their love, though tested, was stronger for it. The kingdom, once torn apart by secrets, began to heal. The drums of destiny and deceit had fallen silent, and in their place, the sound of a new dawn echoed across the land. The story of Adebayo and Ireti would be told for generations to come, not as a tale of tragedy, but as one of redemption and the power of love to overcome even the darkest of secrets.